for the next video on short channel effects in MOS transistor series. Continuing with the DIBL effect in the previous video, here we are going to discuss a similar issue related to the shortening of the length of the channel region with increase in drain bias, which is known as the channel length modulation, and a special case of CLM is the punch through effect. Channel length modulation effect being the continuation of drain-induced barrier lowering, I recommend you all to watch the video on DIBL effect, which is shared in the description box below. So the first diagram is all about the cross-sectional view of short channel NMOS transistor, which we have seen very frequently in the previous videos on the discussion of short channel MOS transistor. It is a well-known fact that when the gate and drain bias is not applied, and also when the gate bias is less than threshold voltage, the transistor is in cutoff mode and no drain current is observed. In a short channel MOS transistor, the channel inversion depends not only on the gate bias but also on the drain bias. And drain current is much influenced by the drain bias. So this we have understood from the DIBL effect itself, that when we start increasing the drain bias, the depletion region that is present around the drain region extends further downwards and tries to decrease the channel length. So this channel length, which is being modulated with increase in drain bias, is known as channel length modulation effect. So this is a clear indication of gate which is losing its control over the channel. Also, when the drain bias increases at saturation region, ideally the drain current should be independent of drain bias and the channel region should be in a pinched off state at the drain end. But the unwanted region here expands towards the source, shortening the channel length and leading to the channel length modulation effect, which means the length of the channel is completely modulated or tuned completely by the drain bias. So initially, if you observe that when there was no bias that was applied to the NMOS transistor, the short channel transistor had observed a channel length of capital L. As we start increasing the positive drain bias and the drain region at this boundary getting reverse bias because of the positive potential applied to the N-type heavily doped drain region, the depletion region has widened and that has decreased the channel length. So because of that, what has happened, the actual channel length, which was denoted as capital L, has now changed to effective channel length, and that is equivalent to the original channel length, which was capital L minus the del L. So now what is this del L? Del L is nothing but the increment in the drain depletion side. So as and when we apply a positive drain bias, this depletion region boundary is going to extend towards the source, and that increment in the drain depletion region is denoted by del L. So now we are pretty sure that del L is determined by the increase in VDS. So therefore what we can do is a small approximation can be done here, because del L increases when VDS is increased. Therefore, del L is approximately linear with VDS. Therefore, del L is approximately equivalent to lambda dash into VDS. So this lambda dash is the channel length modulation parameter. Once we have understood that del L, or the change in the depletion region at drain side, is completely influenced by the drain bias, it is very important to observe what has happened for the drain to source current in such a short channel transistor with the channel length modulation effect. As we all know that the applied drain to source bias is going to be very large, and then we can say that the N-channel MOS transistor, the short channel transistor, is operating in a saturation region, and the corresponding drain to source current equation for N-channel transistor working in saturation region is given here. So which is IDS is equal to mu n Cox by 2 W by L into VGS minus VTN the whole square. So here we should understand that when we consider the channel length modulation effect, this channel length has been changed or reduced and that has been modified and written as L effective is equal to L minus del L. So how can we rewrite this equation as L minus del L can be written as L into 1 minus del L by L. So now when we start substituting this in this particular drain to source current, we are going to analyze the behavior of drain to source current with channel length modulation effect. After substituting the effect of channel length, the drain to source current equation becomes like this, and this denominator portion I have taken into the numerator. We know that del L, the change in the depletion region, is always smaller than the channel length. Okay, so now what can be done is this 1 minus del L by L inverse can be equated as 1 minus x inverse, and when we expand 1 minus x inverse, we get the equation as 1 plus x square plus all the other higher order terms. So now when we consider that x to be less than 1, which is a small value, then we always neglect the higher order terms. So now what can be done? The same thing can be applied to this equation, which means when I start expanding 1 minus del L by L inverse, it will be approximately equivalent to 1 plus del L by L, because we have approximated 1 minus x inverse as 1 plus x. Okay, so now we need to substitute this in the drain to source current equation. As we know that del L is approximately equivalent to lambda dash into VDS. Therefore, here we have del L by L. So this can be equated as lambda dash by L into VDS. So which is lambda L by L can be equated as lambda into VDS. So where again lambda here is a channel length modulation parameter. Now substituting for this in the drain to source current equation, we get 1 by 2 mu n Cox W by L into VGS minus VTH for NMOS transistor, the whole square, into 1 plus del L by L is now equivalent to 1 plus lambda into VDS, which means here we can again see in the drain to source current equation that the drain current is completely influenced by the increase in drain bias, and from here we can observe that the channel length is modulated with increase in drain bias. Now I have just reframed the drain to source current equation including the channel length modulation, because we have understood that 1 by 2 mu n Cox W by L into VGS minus VTH the whole square is the drain to source current of a long channel transistor that is without the channel length modulation effect, which I have considered as IDS. So IDS dash is obviously equivalent to IDS into 1 plus lambda into VDS. And once we have understood the drain to source current of short channel NMOS transistor with channel length modulation, it's time to recollect what has happened to the drain resistance. Because actually when we try to reduce the channel length, the resistance also decreases, because by the formula R is equal to rho L by A, so decreasing the channel length decreases the resistance. This reduced channel resistance pulls more electrons to flow from source to drain, thus increasing the drain current with increase in drain bias for an NMOS transistor operating in saturation region. Because in saturation region we know that the drain current should be a constant current. Okay, so now what has happened here? Because of this channel length modulation effect, the channel length being modulated by VDS and the drain current is also increasing with increase in drain bias with lowered resistance. Therefore, now we will try to attain the formula for drain resistance. To obtain the expression for drain resistance, here I have considered the drain to source equation including the channel length modulation effect, and RD we know that it is going to be dou VDS by dou IDS, and here we need to find out 1 by RD because I have the IDS equation, I don't have VDS. So I'm going to differentiate the drain to source current with the drain to source voltage. Okay, so 1 by RD is equal to dou IDS dash by dou VDS. Substituting for the IDS dash equation, which is the drain to source current with CLM, I have lambda into IDS, because when I differentiate the first term, which is IDS, with respect to VDS, it is going to be a constant, so I don't have any other terms here. So when I differentiate lambda VDS into IDS with respect to drain to source voltage, I have lambda into IDS. So therefore my drain resistance is 1 by lambda, which is the channel length modulation parameter, into drain to source current. So when I substitute the actual drain to source current without CLM, I get the final drain resistance as 2 by lambda into mu n C ox W by L into VGS minus VDH the whole square. Now here we have this IV characteristics of long channel NMOS transistor without CLM, and this highlighted portion which I have drawn is for the short channel transistor, including the channel length modulation effect. So in short, I have just drawn here without CLM and with CLM the drain to source current, which means you can see that without CLM it is acting like the MOS transistor is acting as a constant current source in saturation region. Okay, so now what has happened, there is no change in the linear region, but when we start increasing the VDS above the VD saturation voltage, which is greater than VGS minus VT, when you start applying more and more VDS, the drain current is no more a constant. This constant behavior of drain current in saturation region in a long channel transistor was completely violated or changed by increase in drain bias. And this effect we call it as channel length modulation. Channel length is modulated completely by or tuned by the drain bias. And the drain to source current here in a short channel transistor has started to depend on drain bias, which means that the gate has started to lose its control over the channel. So this is one important short channel effect because it has a greater impact in the drain to source current for a transistor operating in saturation region. Now we will start a discussion with the special case of channel length modulation known as punch through effect. So here the figure clearly shows that the depletion region boundaries of both source and the drain meets to form a single depletion region. So when the drain to source voltage is going to be high, the drain depletion region extends further, and once you apply more and more drain bias, you can see that the drain depletion region has extended so much towards the source side, causing a greater number of electrons to freely and directly reach the drain without any effort. So effortlessly you can see the carriers or the electrons trying to move from the source into the drain side. So the drain current is increased irrespective of the gate to source voltage increment. So even without you increase your gate to source voltage, just by increasing the drain bias, you can see the carriers are directly injecting into the drain side. So this effect is known as the punch through effect, which is an undesirable phenomenon in short channel transistor, as the gate has no control over the channel and electron starts to move even at the subthreshold region when VGS is less than VT, and this current would definitely be a subthreshold leakage current, causing serious reliability issues in the short channel transistor. Hope you all have understood clearly about the channel length modulation and its special case on punch through effect. Both these short channel effects have clearly made a point that increase in drain bias, irrespective of gate voltage increment, the problems arises where the drain depletion region starts to widen and decreases the channel length in the first case of CLM, and the drain depletion region extends so much towards the source side to merge as a single depletion region and making the electrons which are flowing from the source to drain effortlessly in the second case of punch through effect. So With this, we will try to solve some problems in the next video on short channel effects of MOS transistor series. Until then, stay safe. Thank you all for watching this video through Electronics Insight channel.